Welcome back. It is January, end of January. Do another set of reviews. I'm Kevin,
I'm Don.
and this is my dad, and he reads a lot of books. And I like to take the ones that he rates really high and maybe pick one or two out of those and read them occasionally. So hopefully you'll find something you wanna read.
We've got some good ones this month. We've got four of them.
Four of them this month. Okay.
Yes. The next series is A Soldier's Life by Always RollsAOne. Some of these monikers that authors give themselves are getting really interesting. There's more and more of them out there.
I assume that's like a D20 and he's rolling a 1, which critical fail.
I don't know. Anyway, that's his name. Always RollsAOne. Series type is Isekai LitRPG fantasy with magic in it. There are 4 books in the series. They're 400 to 500 pages long. Eric is our protagonist, and he was traveling across South Dakota to attend his niece's wedding when he gets stuck in the middle of nowhere in a whiteout snowstorm. If you've ever been to South Dakota, long stretches of nothing. After spending most of the night trying not to freeze to death in his truck, he sees a light in the distance, and he decides to get out and try and hike to the light because he feels like he's going to freeze to death. And his truck's almost out of gas. He finds it's a barn. There's a barn with a light in it. Doesn't see any homes around, but there's a barn there. And he goes to sleep in the barn, wakes up naked in a barn on another world, and he scares the farmer's wife half to death.
I can imagine.
The farmer and his 2 boys tie him up, put him in a wagon, and take him to the authorities, where he's accused of assault, convicted without being able to tell his side of the story. And he's railroaded into the Legion of the Lion, an elite army unit, for 5 years as punishment. Now, that's good in that he's getting paid some money. It's good in that he's not in the regular army, because they get used as fodder in these different magical duels between kingdoms. He's in the elite army unit where they actually train them. So
It's nice.
he gains a lot of skills. He has to endure several weeks of very brutal training, trying to do well enough to stay in the top 30, because only 30 recruits are going to stay in the Legion of the Lion. The rest get dumped over into the army. He is befriended by their healer, who helps him learn a spell with his dimensional magic that allows him to have an internal inventory space, or a pocket dimension in his soul. That makes him a very valuable commodity to others in the Legion, because he can now carry their healing potions and they won't deteriorate. Healing potions in this world don't last very long, 2 to 3 weeks. Unless they were formed inside a dungeon, then they'll last forever. But if he puts them in his pocket dimension, then they last for a long time. He's assigned to a mage company in the Legion of the Lion, headed by Mage Castile. Her company has a very good reputation of always getting the job done, but they often do it with a very high rate of casualties among the new recruits. And he's one of the new recruits. He's valuable because of his pocket dimension, so they're trying to protect him. But they give her all of the jobs that are very dangerous.
Okay.
And so they are being sent out on these jobs that are dangerous and that they would expect other legionary companies to die on. Eric is not overpowered at all. He experiences the pain of growth as he tries to learn to wield a spear and a sword, as he tries to find a place in this strange new world while staying alive. Neither are coming easy to him in the Legion company that is consistently in harm's way. We follow Eric in his new life as he learns to speak the language, tries to figure out the political landscape, trains to be able to survive in a brutal world, and figures out magic and what he might be able to do with it. He is hiding several things He's hiding that he's from another world. He's hiding that he has a rating in space magic of 98, which is, no one has that kind of a rating other than the Emperor, who's killing people that have a good rating to get their space rating from them. He's told them that he has about milk crate size space, and that's phenomenal. No one has that much, but he's got this massive space that he could empty buildings out into, and he's protecting that information.
It probably reveals that you have a really high rating in space. So the Emperor he fights for would kill him for his...
The Emperor is seems to have come from Rome about 2,000 years ago, and everyone that comes in from our world, and there seem to be enough of them that they recognize that people are travelers and coming in from outside, are taken to the Emperor and then never seen again. So he's hiding that fact.
And that's the Emperor that he's fighting for.
That's the Emperor he's fighting for.
So if this gets revealed, he's going to be marched straight there.
That's right. If anyone finds out, they can get a lot of money by ratting him out to the Emperor. So he's trying to avoid anyone finding out. He's trying to be low key so no one's going to notice him. But he kept getting dumped into circumstances where he can't be low key. They have people in the Legion company that he's with that are training him all the time. They beat him up pretty well in his training. It's not gentle training. They just heal him up after they get through beating him up.
Be nice to have some healing potions like that.
Right. The book was excellent. I gave it a 10. I really enjoyed this book. But it's violent, bloody. They are the executioners of the Emperor. They go out when someone gets on the wrong side of the Emperor and they wipe them out. Their training is bloody. They're forced into positions where they're constantly fighting for their lives against monsters or other people. I gave it a D for profanity. There's one or more characters in the book that tend to use hard language. And I gave it a mature. There's undescribed sex in the book, and there's talk about sex among the legionaries. You don't get any salacious scenes, but you get talk about it and joking about it. And I rated it for teens.
Okay. Well, until that ending, I was interested. But it sounds good.
It was. I'm looking forward to the next book. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. 4 books. Hopefully you find something you want to read. If you want to go search for other books that we've reviewed, we put it on our website, dadsbookreviews.com. You go there and take a look. And I guess we'll catch you next month.
Catch you next month. Good reading.